This is a demo tape. Bands record these in order to audition for record labels or for clubs they'd like to play in. It's a music industry calling card, but something that regular old music fans like you and I don't really get to listen to until now.
You're listening to KXLU 88.9 FM, Los Angeles. The show's Demolisten, where we play demo tapes and various rare recordings of all kinds.
Oh, yeah.
What's the criteria for being on the show?
For the most part, it's demo tapes from bands that have no records out. That's like 85% of the show is that. Then there's other bands that get records out, but nobody still plays them, even at KXLU. So we'll play that stuff. So it's anything that's not getting heard anywhere else on any other radio show.
7 years ago, the man said, we created a new idea, that all men are created equal.
I was a huge fan of what Demolisten was doing, and to me it represented exposing the most unexposable, bringing to light all these bands that nobody had heard of but should.
My name's Fred.
I'm Tony.
And I'm Chad.
And we're gonna listen to a lot of weird music tonight.
Great.
We're gonna start off with a band called Auto.
Let's talk a little bit about some of the bands that have been discovered on Demolisten. You know, whether you still have their tapes or not.
Jane's Addiction. Red Hot Chili Peppers. Faith No More, Guns N' Roses, Hole.
I'm a strapped-in motorized heedless shame. You never shake my hand, you never know my name. A crack house cooling, just chewing the floor. I pass out cold, now I go looking for some more.
So had he just been like sending his demo tapes into Demolisten?
Oh, yeah, for years. At the time, he was just a folk singer. So he would just go to a show, bring his guitar, and just beg the opening bands, like, can I just play while you're setting up? And they'd be like, oh, sure, it's that crazy little bad kid. And then he'd play. And at first, people were annoyed with him. But then, you know, obviously
now
things
they're
caught
like
on. Yeah.
running back. Remember me? Tell me a little bit about how many demos you get in a typical week and how many you can play in a typical show.
Well, usually it's anywhere between 5 tapes in a week to like 30 tapes in a week. But I would say usually out of like a pile of 100 tapes, 1 or 2 actually makes it on the air.
This band, who will go nameless, are they going to make it onto the show?
No.
Not now.
Listen to the vocals.
It's a little dramatic.
Yeah, it's really dramatic, exactly.
Musically, I'm into this sound, you know, but
The vocals are killing it.
They're killing it. They're killing it.
I like that.
You do?
Yeah.
It sounds to me like they're having a really freaky good time right now, you know? And I'm willing to get into that vibe, and that's how I feel when I listen to it. And so that's why we get attracted to the rawer stuff.
The Demolisten DJs even go one step further in helping bands get exposure. Once a month, they host live gigs for the bands to play for a built-in audience of Demolisten fans.
About 6 months after I started doing the show on the radio, I started doing the live shows.
Why did you want to do that, though? Why did you want to expand it that way?
We had a compilation coming out, and I wanted to throw a party and have the bands play. And then when I talked to the club about doing that, they immediately said, why don't you start doing 1 show a month? And I was like, oh, that sounds cool.
On the floor, face down, wide awake!
It's all for the bands, really, mostly just to get them out, you know, out of their respective garages and whatnot and onto a stage.
There's just so many bands out there, and if nobody's heard of you, it seems like nobody wants to have anything to do with you. So that's what makes, I think, these ones pretty cool.
A lot of bands, the first time they got played, you know, they get played on Demolisten. I was like 14 or 15 the first time I was in a band that got played on Demolisten, and it was totally like, you know, I knew I wanted to be a musician after that. It was pretty exciting.
Fred and Tony and Chad are just the best too. I mean, really. I mean, no matter what they play, it's their banter and their sense of humor and just their plain old sex appeal.
We're gonna hear a guy. He's a genius. He plays the piano. His name is Aaron Emery.
Yes. He's gonna be playing soon too for us on a live show that's coming up April 1st. That's April Fool's Day, but this isn't a joke. The one thing I think that you do get through here is you do get a nice like pot of music, a good feel of people that are out there and they're making music and they're making it because they love to do it. People that really didn't expect it to go beyond their living room, you know?
Right.
And then they'll send us a tape just for the hell of it, and then the next thing you know, they might be playing a show for us and having a good time, and it's neat to see because it's something that they love.
Looking for romance.